And welcome back to Inside the Cage. I'm your host, Brady Johnson. Here with me, as always, the man, the myth, the legend, the brother of Cowboys tight end, Jake Ferguson. Bennett Ferguson, welcome back. It's been a minute for
It has
both
been
of us, actually.
a yeah.
So, but we are back and we're doing a 2 round NFL mock draft. We just thought of this on the fly, but we're excited because it's going to be a great draft this year, especially with the amount of defensive players going out in this class, and especially there's some names in the offensive side that we might see rising to the first round. So we're excited to see the draft this year.
Yeah, it should be a good one. Definitely, going to be interesting because there are so many teams that picked rookie quarterbacks last year. Um, and there's not really, unlike previous years where we've had old quarterbacks that we know are going to retire, you know, there's some people who could move on and get quarterbacks in this draft, but the quarterbacks like Matt Stafford and Aaron Rodgers are the only two quarterbacks that realistically could retire this year, where it would set a franchise back to having to pick a QB.
Yeah, I only think Matt Stafford retires if he wins the Super Bowl this year.
Yeah, if he wins MVP and Super Bowl,
If he
or
wins,
at least MVP,
if he wins MVP and the Super Bowl, he's definitely retiring.
he's gone.
He's
But like other than that, you're saying okay, well, Saints it's not working out with Shuck, Browns it's not working out with Gabriel or
or Sanders.
Sherwood, and other than that, it's like New York. New York could take a quarterback. The Jets, that's not Giants. But you're
Yeah,
not sitting here going, "Oh yeah, Cam Ward, we're going to replace him."
nah, you can't do that. Cam Ward's not been great as early, but he's a rookie. You give him the benefit of the doubt as a rookie.
Him, Dart, not going to replace him with the Giants. I mean, a good bit of these first couple of picks, the Raiders, they could be in a market for a quarterback.
Yeah, Gino. I think Gino's time is
And
done.
the Cardinals, they could be in a market for a quarterback. So there are some options. Are we rocking with the idea that Dante Moore is going to be in this class?
Dante Moore will be in this class. Yes.
Okay. All right. How about Jaden Maivia?
No, I think he'll return to USC.
Other than that, we're using the NFL mock draft database. They've taken out Arch Manning, which I've heard some people. Oh my God, look at that hair! I've heard some people talking about the fact that if he is in this class, he would still go number one overall. What are your thoughts and opinions on that?
Um, I this year what I've seen from Arch is it's not what we've expected from a
Mm-hmm.
guy like Arch of his stature and his status. But I will say, the last 3 weeks of college football that he has played like the best quarterback in football. No offense to Julian Sayin and Fernando Mendoza and Ty Simpson, but Arch in the last 3 games of the Texas schedule, he's played like the best player in college football, and he just took down number 3 Texas A&M last night, and he proved himself because he had like a 35-yard touchdown run. He had 3 touchdown passes. So I mean, I honestly I don't think Arch comes out this year because of what happened in the beginning of the year to what's happened now. Now he's showing that he is the best player in college football.
Yeah.
I think if he comes back next year and proves to everybody that the way he's playing in these last 3 games, if he can do that to start the year, oh, they're gonna be a dangerous, dangerous, dangerous team, and he's gonna be undoubtedly the number 1 overall pick for next year as well.
So I think if he had started the year playing like how he's been playing, the past couple of weeks, it'd be a completely different conversation we'd be having. However, he hasn't been. Thank you, Novus. He hasn't been, and so I think it's good for him to go back and get one more year of schooling, get one more year of NIL. Um, Plus, I mean, there are some thoughts behind some of these teams waiting and going into the next draft and getting a quarterback and
Yeah,
waiting
but
on.
to piggyback over that, I also think that his dad wants him to stay that extra year in college as
Yeah,
well. I think it's a family thing that they're gonna want him to stay, and he's gonna do that.
because I mean, think about it. He comes out. What if the Jets decide they're not taking a QB? I mean, I think in that scenario, the Jets would take a QB.
Yeah,
But let's say that he comes out and the Tennessee Titans trade with the Arizona Cardinals. Arch Manning in Arizona.
yeah,
That just doesn't sound like a good place for him.
it doesn't.
New Orleans bias would be a good spot for him, but like I mean, in the the Rams with McVay would be nice too, but
Let McVay get a hold. Oh my, he might become
he might become the best of all time.
the best of all time if you let
So,
McVay get a hold of him.
so we're gonna do a 2-round mock today because the Falcons and the Jaguars don't have first-round picks.
Correct. Yes.
So, and neither do the Packers.
Yep. The Packers traded their first round pick.
Odds are evens.
To Dallas.
Do you want to pick, or do you want me to pick?
You pick. What do you want?
I'll do odds.
So I'll do the even. Okay, I'll do.
Yes.
So you got the number 1 overall pick.
I do, and this is a tough one already, because Tennessee is the first team on the clock, and honestly, we don't know who their head coach is going to be next year. If they brought in like a Rams, like Shula, the Rams DC, if they brought him in to be their head coach, this team would look very different because of the defense he runs. You know, it wouldn't be like Jeffrey Simmons and Tyrondre Sweat would be your two D tackles.
Yeah.
You bring in outside linebackers, but if they bring in a Steve Spagnuolo as their head coach, all of a sudden you're flipping from Simmons would be a defensive end like Karlaftis is, and you'd be bringing in a big heavy edge.
But I'm also looking at it like this: if you are the Titans, your defense is top maybe 18 this year. They haven't been bad on defense this year. They've been fairly decent. I'm not gonna say they've been great. They haven't been bad, but they've been doing good enough. And I think that they need an offensive minded head coach first.
Potentially.
Again. But I'm not telling you to pick here, but in my opinion, I think they need to give Cam Ward either help up front or they need to give him a weapon. In my opinion, I think with what the Titans need, I believe they can get defensive players later in this draft with how many defensive guys are coming out. So
I think so too. But I mean, at the same point, so my argument was, if let's say they hire Don Shula to be their their head coach, Ruben Bain would make perfect sense for Don Shula.
For Don Shula.
And he is like consensus right now. He's like top 3 pick right now. I think people are going to get a little cooler on him because of the combine, and his measurables are going to be pretty bad for a defensive player. But at the same time, if they got a Steve Spagnuolo, this pick would not be Ruben Bain, because you would not have somebody that small playing in that defense. You'd go after a Keldrick Folk or one of those big heavy-handed guys if you're going D end. So let me take a look around here. I mean, the pick that I would love to make for him would be just to take Arvell Reese, 1 of 1, but I don't know if he's going to play interior linebacker or outside.
That's not a bad pick. It looks like he's going to play outside linebacker for them, for any NFL, because that's where he did plays at Ohio State. So, I mean, I think that's where he'll play in the NFL, just because I don't know if he can cover tight ends as well as we think he can. He's more of an edge pass rusher than he is.
I tell you what. I'm going to say they hire Shula as their head coach, and they're going to take Ruben.
Go up there.
They're going to take Ruben Bain 1 overall.
Get up there.
You tell him, Nala. Fight the power.
We're going
Ruben Bain. Yep, I think that's a great pick. Shula is a great pick for a head coach. I think Vrabel was a defensive guy, and that's where they had the most success. You get Shula in, you get somebody from the Shanahan or McVay tree as their OC, and then you bring in one of Shula's lackeys on the defensive side, and you have Simmons and Sweat as your 2 D tackles. You have Ruben Bain, and you bring in somebody on the other side, or Arden Key can play there in a spot, and you start morphing that defense into what you really want, so that way they can start winning some football games with Cam Ward on the other side.
Yep, correct. I agree. So with the number 2 pick here, the Giants, I'm gonna go with a little shocker. It's not a reach by any means. But I'm gonna go with a little shocker here. I think that offensively they're gonna be set with Cam Scatterboo, Jackson Dart, and Malik Neighbors when he comes back. Slayton's been good for them this year, and even though you don't like him, He's been
He's
okay.
his contract is crazy.
Wandale's been decent for them as well.
He's free agent.
Theo Johnson's been great too. He's still on his rookie deal. So, but we'll see what happens here. But I'm gonna give them some help up front because Andrew Thomas cannot be the only freaking offensive lineman, and John Michael Smith cannot be the only two offensive linemen on his team.
So the one thing I will say real quick is Jermaine Illuminor has been playing out of his mind this year in terms of what people expected to what he's getting. He's a free agent. He's going to probably get a massive contract somewhere. So a right tackle to guard would not be a bad idea, especially with, you bringing in – who's the guy they brought in off the street and he's been playing for him at left guard?
Is it Runyon? I think it's Runyon.
Might be Sean Runyon or something like that. And then you still have that old dude with the two last names playing right guard for you. And he wasn't even supposed to be the guy that they had. You know who I'm talking about, right?
Oh, yeah. I do know who you're talking about. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Hang on. I'll get you the actual.
It's not Bredesen. I know it's not Bredesen.
So their left guard's Runyon. Greg Van Roten.
Van Roten, there we go. Yes. He's been decent up front this year.
He's been decent, but they didn't want him. They didn't want him to come back last year, but they didn't. They offered contracts to they offered contract to Zeitler. They offered contracts to every top guard that was going to hit free agency, and all of them went elsewhere. They did not want to come to New York, and so they're also going to be finding a new head coach. So I think getting some stability on the O-line would be smart.
Yes, it would. And I'm going to go with the pick that most people probably be shocked with here too. I'm going to go Spencer Fano, tackle from
Spencer Fano over Maui Noah.
I'm going to go over Malinois just because I think he fits that right tackle spot a little bit better than Mauga.
So you're saying that Illuminor is going to go get paid somewhere else, right?
Yeah, Illuminor is going to go get paid somewhere else. I don't think the Giants want to pay a. I'm not saying Illuminor's.
He will command some money because he's going to
command a whole lot of money, and why not get a rookie that you can build from the foundation from the ground up?
Yeah, I think what would be smart is get Fano here, and then I would go and I would give King's ransom for Elijah Vera Tucker. I'd give him the money you're going to play Illuminor to get him in at right guard. You'd have Fano and then Vera Tucker, and then you'd have at center you'd have John Michael Schmitz, and if he fails, he fails. And then left guard you have Runyon and left tackle Thomas. That seems like a much better O-line.
That's a much better O-line. Yeah, I'm going to take Fano here.
It's fair now. Okay. New Orleans on the clock. Obviously, quarterback is a question. I think for right now, for this mock draft, I'm not going to take a quarterback because I want to see how Shuck does the rest of the season. However, we will do future mock drafts where a quarterback will probably be taken. But I want to see what it's like to build the Saints with Shuck already in mind for next year.
I honestly don't think the Saints are going to go quarterback here, in my opinion. I think they'll stay with Shuck just because Shuck has been decent when he came in. So I mean, a guy like that, he still needs to work with Kellen Moore a little bit more. I think once he starts to learn, because at Louisville, Jeff Brom is one of those offensive guys that can pick you apart with his offense. And what did a guy like Shuck do? He picked you apart with his offense. So I mean, he's good. He's good up there. So I said, just give him another year with Kellen Moore.
So I think that our offense definitely needs a lot of work. I don't want it to just be we bring in rookies, I want us to go out in free agency this season and get some wide receiver help.
There's one pick I like here.
I'm going defensive side of the ball because I think Cam Jordan's going to retire.
Oh, it's defensive side of the ball.
You have Granderson, who's older. Chase Young's not been great this season. We cut Foskey, who was a big draft pick that we had a couple years ago. He's now on the Chiefs.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with somebody who can – and also, by the way, mind you, Demario Davis is 37 years old, 37 years old.
Yeah.
I'm going to go Arvell Reese.
It's a great
You
pick.
can hate it. You can love it.
I think that's where I would have went.
They're going to try him with Pete Werner, and if he sucks there, kick him to the edge and let him just pass rush.
I think him and Chase Young can cause havoc on that outside, especially that's why I think he's going to play anyways. I don't think they're going to move him to the middle anyways, regardless. Yeah. I think he'll play outside for the Saints, but that's where I was going to go. That's the player that I would have chose here.
Yeah,
or maybe Keldrick Falk, just because Keldrick Falk can play that Cam Jordan type role for you all.
Falk is good. It's just if I was going with an edge rusher in this spot, like a true hand in the dirt, I would have gone David Bailey.
But Cam Jordan he does both. He's an edge rusher and he plays inside. Keldrick Folk can do
Yeah.
that. That's why I was like, if it wasn't for Arvell Reese being here, I would take Keldrick Folk here because of the way he can do both. Play DT, play in.
One of the things that the Saints did is they hired Kellen Moore late in the coaching cycle. Because they waited until after the Super Bowl when free agency had just started, and so they didn't give him a ton of time to get the people into the room that he wanted. They let him get Nussmeier, they let him get Staley, but they didn't let him get the players because all the players are already, we're going here. So I would like to see what he does with his first free agency. I think he's going to get a lot of former Cowboys, Chargers, and Eagles on the defense and on the offense who maybe didn't live up to the expectations, but he has hope in. And so what I'm hoping is
go get him Andre Dillard to play on all offensive line. That makes sense, though. I mean, he played with them.
Sucks.
But
he wasn't there with the Eagles that time. He was with the Titans by that point. But I mean, go get yourself, Brett Toth or something, somebody who was on the O-line last year, which Toth is playing actually really well for the Eagles. But I would like to see what he does with the defensive side. Arvell Reese would be the luxury, developmental guy that can play on either thing, and getting him this early shows a commitment to excellency with it. But I would also, with Kendrick Folk, I would like to see what he does with the interior of the D-line, in free agency before we draft guys to fill in the hole, because we have Brian Brzee, have Nathan Shepard, and we have Devon Godshaw. So give us a year to see, and if second, third round of the draft, we had Vernon Broughton, we get somebody, I would like that, but give us some time. All right, you have the
this one's got to be self-explanatory. This one's got to be something. They need him bad, and it's time to part ways with both of the ones that you got in the room right now. I'm sorry to the punctured lung man, but you got to get out. You got to retire. It's time for you to retire. And the other one, you are a bust. I hate to say it, but you are a true bust. You had three opportunities. You've had 3 opportunities to have a shot. You had a shot in Pittsburgh. You had a shot in Chicago. Your best shot was in Chicago, and you ruined it. Then you go to Pittsburgh. You had a shot, and they still picked Russell Wilson over you. So here it's got to be who I think is going to be the Heisman Trophy winner. I don't know yet until we see the championship games, but the Heisman Trophy winner to me, Fernando Mendoza, is going to be a Jet here, and it's going to be a great pick because I think he fits. He kind of fits what the Lions would do if they had. He's like a Jared Goff. I think he can play that Jared Goff.
He's got so many comparisons to Jared Goff.
He can play that Jared Goff type style, and what a great way with Aaron Glenn as the new head coach. Yep. If he can find an offensive coordinator that's a part of that, that Lions tree, and get him, he can just do what Goff does, and the Jets will have a quarterback for the future for the next 10 years.
I would love if McDaniel gets fired over in Miami. If the Jets would just swoop in, take a chance on him, go in, and they have Fernando Mendoza. And honestly, hand up what I think should happen. Offseason, Tyrod Taylor either retires or you keep him because he could be your emergency third quarterback. Mm-hmm. I would keep Fields because you have him for another year. You're going to be paying him.
You have him. You have him for 2 more years, and then next year
it was a 2-year.
Nope,
well, is it a void year?
He's on a 3-year.
Okay. Either way, you got Fields. You're going to be paying him whether you cut him or release him. I would keep him because he can. And what I would do is I'd get Mendoza. I'd have the quarterback battle in preseason, and if Mendoza doesn't look ready, I would just throw Fields out there because you have nothing to lose.
You don't.
You have nothing. No, they're going to give a little bit of a longer leash to the general manager because he came from the Broncos.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And he was highly taught and sought after. I would also like to give a shout out to the quarterback's coach for the Broncos. I'm trying to remember.
What's his name? The guy that used to play in the NFL. Davis Webb.
Is it Davis Webb? Yeah, Davis Webb.
Davis Webb.
Davis Webb might be getting an OC job this year.
He deserves one.
I'm just saying.
Brilliant.
The way that Sean Payton talks about Davis Webb is like
brilliant.
Some people talk about God. So
he wasn't that good of an NFL quarterback, but he's a brilliant ass freaking mind.
Good mind. However, we're going into another situation where we might have a new head coach. If Pete Carroll hangs it up or if he gets fired, either way, they're going to have a new offense. The Las Vegas Raiders are on the clock here. This is going to be a pretty easy one too. I think I like him a little bit more than you do, but Geno Smith, you can't rock with. You can't rock with him for another season.
Mhm.
This is one of those picks where you just have to make the decision of it's time. It's time. I'm going to bring in Ty Simpson. I think Ty Simpson from
That's a
Bama
perfect
is
hit. I think that's look. Even though I agree, I don't like Ty Simpson. It's
as
because
much as I do. Yeah.
it's because he's an Alabama guy as well. I don't like him, but I do think this is the perfect fit for Ty Simpson. He gets. I do think that they do need to go get a superstar pass catcher though as well to help him out.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not gonna sleep on Dante Thornton. I'm not gonna sleep on Jack Bech. I'm not gonna sleep
This is
on
me
Brock.
right now, live right now.
I'm not gonna
Sleeping on
sleep
both
on.
of them.
I'm not gonna sleep on Brock Bowers. No, I'm not. I'm definitely not sleeping on.
Not
Brock.
sleeping on Brock Bowers, but
Right.
the fact that Tyler Lockett's out there getting
But
main minutes.
Dante Thornton is a really good player. I think that you could use him in situations where he goes deep down the field. But they haven't used him a lot this year because he hasn't played because they had Lockett. They have Lockett now, but they had Jacoby Myers, Lockett, Palmer. They have guys that do go deep anyway, so they didn't get to use Thornton. I think if they use Thornton, they go get another decent superstar receiver or maybe subpar. You know, he's on that fringe of being, but maybe he can change his career with Ty Simpson. I think this is a perfect fit for him, especially under the Pete Carroll system. I don't think you fire Pete Carroll. I just think that he just needed to wait a year because he's got a new OC, new DC. He's just learning
Yeah.
things.
Well, actually, the DC's been with the damn Raiders for the past three
But
head coaches.
the OC is brand spanking new. So I see why people want him fired. People want him to go. Don't get rid of Pete Carroll. Pete Carroll is a great head coach. We know that he's a great head coach. I know he's a little on the old side, but I think if you give him the resources, he will fix this team in a matter of a year. We know Geno's done. Geno is done in Las Vegas. Ty Simpson's a great fit here. Been a great pick. I agree. I don't like him, but this is a great fit here for the Raiders.
Yeah, great fit. And again, at the very least, you can trot Geno back out there for another season and have him start. And this is the same thing with the Jets. You got Fields, you got Geno. Start him, and then put in Simpson. Let Simpson sit behind him. I let him sit behind Pete Carroll, one of the best offensive minds in the history of the game.
Yep.
I mean, and if I were them, I would be looking at any of the Shanahan,
Joe Brady. Joe Brady come in and be those.
I honestly don't think. Well, Joe Brady's not going. If I were them and I'm keeping Pete Carroll, I'm looking for any of the offshoots of McVay or Shanahan I could steal.
Cliff, does he go there?
I don't think so. I think he likes it. He's not going to leave for an OC job unless it's
Kevin O'Connell's OC. He's looking to leave Minnesota. So
unfortunately, I would love to say Kafka because he's definitely not going to get retained.
I mean, I can see that happening though because Kafka could go there, and Kafka's part of the McVay tree. So
this could be a good spot for Davis Webb too.
Yeah, this could.
But I don't think the Broncos would let him leave.
No, they wouldn't. They wouldn't. But I'm on the clock with the Cleveland Browns. This is going to be an easy pick here for me too. They do got Shedeur Sanders. They got Dylan Gabriel. I'm gonna ride it out for a year. Ride it out for another year with their quarterback room. See if they can figure it out. I'm gonna ride it out again. I'm gonna go a pick where I really think they do need Nala. Hey, come here. Anyway, what do they? Nala, stop. What they do really need, and that is a pure offensive threat. And tell me a guy on the roster right now that's a pure offensive threat besides Keyshawn Jenkins.
Quinshon Judkins.
Yeah, besides Quinshon Judkins.
Isaiah Bond, no one, not a soul.
Thank you. So this piece makes it self-explanatory. If you're the Browns, you are kind of salivating right now because honestly, I think this guy could be a top 3 pick in this year's draft if things go right. But I don't know if he's going to be at this point where with the draft's going. I'm going to go Jordan Tyson here, the big body receiver from Arizona State.
I like it a lot. I completely agree with most of what you just said. Just they need Jerry Jeudy has been terrible, and he's their number one option. They need a guy who can. They need a number one. They need a number one stud for whoever the hell's at quarterback. I mean, their O line. I would say they need to get some O linemen too, but I'm not wasting a pick on Noah here when you have a right tackle who's going to block for Shador, but then your left tackle, DeJuan Jones, lets the guy hit him.
Yep.
No, but come here.
That's his blind side too. That's Shador's blind side. But it's Dylan Gabriel. It's not Dylan. It's Dylan Gabriel's strong side. So if DeJuan Jones is blocking out there on the left side for Dylan Gabriel,
they're in trouble.
That's pretty bad because that's his strong side. So
I'd like Tyson. I like the pick. All right, we're on the clock here. Washington's on the clock.
I like one pick here and one pick only.
Well, see here's the
two. I like two.
There's the fun pick. There's the fun pick to make, which is just you get yourself a superstar, or there's the pick there's picks that you can make that are, fit the team need.
There's two that I like here.
Like I could go with a wide receiver to give them an option, but
I think they're okay right now.
They're okay, yeah, for the first round. I could go edge. I could get them a superstar edge rusher like Keldrick Falk.
They desperately
magic with mud. So
they desperately need that, and Dan Quinn can make Keldrick Falk really, really good player, I think.
However, I'm sitting here and I'm looking at Caleb Downs. Caleb Downs and Jeremy Chin.
They don't have Jeremy Chin.
Oh, he's on the Raiders now.
It's
right?
Quan
Martin, Caleb Downs.
Mike Sanders still.
You can Mike Sanders still. I mean, the other guy would be like I like Mansour Delane here too. I think he would be good. It's just not this pick. Not this pick.
Nope.
I'm gonna go Caleb Downs. It's a fun pick.
That's a great pick. That's where I would have went as well.
A lot of teams are going into having like Kyle Hamilton, Jonas Sanker, Nicky Minwari. They're having them come into the box. They're having them play a lot of nickel. Minka is the prototype. I mean, having a Caleb Downs gives you an edge in a division where you're dealing with AJ Brown, CeeDee Lamb, and Malik Neighbors.
And also having a guy like Caleb Downs who can play in the box, it gives the pressure off of Mike Sanders still in a nickel, because Mike Sanders still is like he kind of does everything for this Commanders team. He covers, he blitzes, he does everything. Now this takes the pressure off of Sanders still, putting Caleb Downs in the box. Caleb Downs in the box, and you can just boom bring Mike Sanders still and have Caleb Downs just lurking in the middle like this.
And if I were them, the only person who I'd say would get 21 would be Caleb Downs.
Yeah, for sure. But I don't think he'll get it. I think he wants.
Absolutely not. I wouldn't give it to him, but I think
he wants two.
Two? Well, that's Jaden Daniels. No, he's one. What number is Daniels?
He's 5.
5. Okay.
I think he wants 2 though, because his brother used to be 1. Josh Downs. Now he's 2. He wants 2 because of his brother.
His brother.
Yep. All right, with the Arizona Cardinals on the clock, this one could be a really, really. I'm not gonna say this is gonna be a bad pick here. I do think that they desperately need this position as well. I'm gonna go based off of I think Arizona's gonna trade Kyler Murray away, get some more assets maybe out of it, and maybe even more picks out of it. And I think they could. Brissett's still there for a year. I think they rock with Brissett, but I think they're gonna go here. This ain't a bad pick, but there's a lot of fixing that you're gonna have to do, especially if you're Jonathan Gannon. You're gonna have to fix the tools, and I think what a great guy to learn and sit behind in Jacoby Brissett, because he does those little things really good, but he's not good at
part of the Patriots program.
Yeah, but he's not that that top notch guy that can win games though. So I'm gonna go Dante Moore here from Oregon. He does need to fix a little bit of things. He needs to fix some accuracy issues. He's got a hell of a deep ball though, which I think you need here with this team. You got Maserati Marv. I wouldn't hate seeing another receiver here to help out the Cardinals, but like I said, you've got a lot of receivers and a lot of defensive players in this class. You can get one.
we're doing a 2-round mock. There's a chance that one of these receivers is there.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. There's a chance that one of these receivers will fall. But as I was saying, I think Dante Moore here is a perfect pick. Perfect pick. He can sit behind Jacoby Brissett, and when Jacoby Brissett's not doing good, Dante Moore comes in and shows what he can do. Because honestly, I think he's got the superstar like talent. He just gotta sit and learn and watch.
Yeah.
He's got that superstar talent though.
I don't mind it. I think, they should be stuck with Kyler and they should have to bear that weight. But
that's not what's going to happen. I don't think.
So Dante Moore's a good pick. I just didn't want I don't want Dante Moore to the Saints. It's not that I hate Dante. It's just I don't like his play style to the Saints. But Cincinnati's on the clock. This is actually pretty.
This is self-explanatory. This should be an easy pick.
It's going to be Keldrick Falk.
They're running this. They're running this to the table immediately.
Another toolsy athlete that has good pass rush reps, but has no ability to stop the run. This is perfect.
That's a perfect pick.
Perfect. Inside out, leverage. Again, I'm not the biggest Keldrick Falk fan, but when your defense is as bad as the Bengals is, you've got to take it. Wesley, stop drinking water.
I agree.
You come in a fire hydrant over here.
Now with the Miami Dolphins here, this pick is really depending on who is going to be there on both sides of the ball, offensively and defensively. Now, you said you wouldn't take a guy. Well, you would have taken Mansour Delane. I'm thinking that I might take Mansour because they need a corner bad.
They need help.
They need help bad. But there's other needs I think that they need as well up there, offensively and defensively. I'm leaning still more towards the defensive side of the ball because I think once you get the defense kind of fixed, the offense, it don't really matter whoever you bring in as the coach. I'm pretty sure it's going to be an offensive coach anyways.
Yeah, and here's the problem with the Dolphins is, okay, well, go get a wide receiver. All right. Who's the fastest wide receiver we can find? Okay, well, no, go get a tight end. All right. Well, we don't really prioritize our tight ends in our play. What are we going to do here? Okay, well, then go get O-line. No. Okay. Then what are we going to do? Defense. And the problem with their defense is Jalen Phillips, former first-round pick, gone. I mean, Chop Robinson's playing, but are you going to go edge? And then you have Bradley Chubb, Chop Robinson. You have the same thing you're doing now, like right before you traded away Jalen Phillips. Okay, well, corner. Okay, well, we'll get a corner. Hurt, gone, 15 corners later. The Dolphins are just the epitome of we don't know what the hell we are. We don't know what we're doing. We need to go in a different direction everywhere. But also, these guys we've just given a crap load of money to. So
like you said with the crap load of money, they're paying their offensive line. They're overpaying a lot of their offensive line. So Amaoga here would be a great pick, but I don't think they do that because
where's he going to start?
Where's he going to start? But they have all this abundance of offensive linemen that they're overpaying right now. So you're going to have to keep them up front. So you're not going to do that. No. So my pick's going to be self-explanatory here. I'm going to go Peter Woods, the interior guy from Clemson. I know it might not be a likable pick here, but it helps Kenneth Grant in a big way. You need two guys one to stop the run, and Kenneth Grant can also rush the pass as well. Very good. So you have two guys in the interior. That'll help the Miami defense.
It's just I don't know what their plan's going to be because, again, if McDaniel gets fired, this entire roster changes in 1 year. And this could be Malagnoa. This could be Caleb Lomu.
The reason, like I said, I don't think it's going to be Malagnoa because of they're overpaying their offensive lineman. He plays right tackle.
If McDaniel's gone,
Austin Jackson is making $72 million next year as a right tackle in the NFL. And he's getting overpaid, and he's not that good as a right tackle. Yeah. And I understand you might want to go Malga never going to play on that O-line.
Nope. Because, I mean, again, where are you going to play him? Because you got Savanaia, you got Daniels, who's going to be coming back from injury. You got Aaron Brewer, they're overpaying.
Brewer's their center.
You got your left tackle's Patrick Paul, so you're not going to put him over there.
Nope. I mean, and then the right tackle's Austin Jackson. So
it's just
getting paid $72.
The line is atrocious, and I hate it. But at the same time, you can't fix it if McDaniel's going to be there. Only thing I can see is they fire McDaniels and they go and they hire like again, I think they need to bring a defensive mastermind in. Personally,
Spagnola.
Spags would change up that defense, so Chubb would be gone. You trade Chubb.
Lou Anarumo. I think Lou Anarumo's got himself a job.
You know who I would love, who's never going to come there? Brian Flores.
Yeah, they already kicked his ass out.
Love Brian Flores there.
He wasn't a bad coach when he was there in the first place.
Of course not. They fired him because they didn't want him, and it's just ridiculous because he hated the GM, and their GM's now gone. But I think personally, if you had a Brian Flores with that defense, it would be fine because you have Minka. He plays like with those outside linebackers.
Yep.
And Peter Woods would have been great with Flores. Yep. But I think we're going to talk about someone who's teams that are going to move on for their head coaches later, where Flores is going to be there, and we're going to pick, because of that. But Peter Woods is Peter Woods. Now, Los Angeles is on the clock, and this is pretty interesting because what the hell do they need, man? Like a corner, a linebacker, maybe. I mean, a running back, like a quarterback,
receiver.
Right. But all the quarterbacks, everybody I think is going to go in the first round is gone.
I think this is going to be BPA, and they're going to be smart because McVay is a brilliant ass freaking mind when it comes to drafting players. This is going to be best player available.
It's between two guys. And honestly, it's between three. And I think you could win. They would win this draft with any of these three, right? I'm going Francis Mauigoa. Havenstein's a free agent. I was thinking about Delane and Jerron McCoy, but I'm going to go with the big mauler right tackle. That means you'd have Mauigoa, you'd have that thing just happened. Jesus.
You'd have Mauigoa, you'd have who's in the interior on that side?
Dotson's on the left guard.
Dotson's at left guard with AJ Jackson at left tackle. Avila's at guard, I think. Because Coleman Shelton center. So you'd have Avila and Mauigoa.
Yeah, Avila, Mauigoa. You'd have Shelton. Maybe. They might let him go and bring in another center, but that's fine.
They would still have Dotson at left, and then AJ Jackson at left tackle.
Yep, that's a pretty good O-line.
That's a really great O-line, especially if Stafford.
Hell, personally, bring back Rob Havenstein and have Mauigoa learn underneath him.
Yeah, because Rob Havenstein's 35, 34, so he's going to retire soon anyway. So
he might, but I mean, honestly, we could be talking about some of these teams where Havenstein would be a great fit. Great fit.
Yeah, they might get rid of Havenstein and trade him away. They might sign and trade him away. They can do that. But this is a great pick here. I think you got to take him here. This is one of the big. Like I said, McVay is going to take BPA, knowing that you see Mauigoa here, Mansour, Delane, and Jermon McCoy. They do need corner help a lot, but this year their corners has been playing decent this year, and they're all young. So I mean, they're just going to keep getting better as they keep going on. So Mauigoa's a nice pick here. Minnesota's on the clock here. I'm
going to act like Flores isn't going to be here.
I don't think Flores is going to be here, so I don't think this is going to be the pick that we expect it to be.
Mm-hmm.
But I think Kevin O'Connell, with his smart brain, he will use this guy, and it'll help. Maybe it'll help Addison and Jefferson. I mean, you got to take BPA here if you're Minnesota. Not saying that they probably won't pick this pick, but this is the pick I'm going to pick. I'm going to take Carnell Tate from Ohio State. I think this opens up the offense a little bit more, but can it help? Can they figure out that quarterback situation?
Number 9.
We might see this week with Max Brosmer because you said that this could be a Trey Lance Brock Purdy situation.
I mean, but here's the other thing with Brosmer is nobody's going to hate him if he sucks because he's an undrafted free agent.
Yeah.
But at the same time, he could be Brock Purdy. But we won't know until we know. And McCarthy, I hate it for him because he lost the entire rookie season. But
we also got to look at it like this is McCarthy's rookie year because he set out all of last year with that meniscus tear or ACL tear. I think it was something like that. But he said all last year, let Sam Darnold take over the show. You come in, you have Carson Wentz to be the backup. He's not been great. We know Carson Wentz ain't that great of And you would think he would be great in a McVay type of system where he can excel, but he's not. He's not that good. And then McCarthy, basically a freshman, or not a freshman, but a rookie this year. So he's going to make those mistakes. He's going to do rookie things because this is his rookie year because he didn't play last year. And I hate how people be like, "Oh, he sucks." He hasn't played football until this year. This is his first official year of football. That's what people said about. Look at Caleb last year. Caleb was not that good last year, and now look at him. I mean, he's got Ben Johnson, but look at him now. I mean, he's been. I'm not gonna say he's been great, but he's been better than he was last year.
Yeah.
So I think if you give him another weapon to help Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, T.J. Hawkinson, Aaron Jones, and Jordan Mason, who's still going to be on the roster as well, I think this team could be really good, especially if J.J. McCarthy is the J.J. McCarthy that we know of. If he can do that, this team is scary, especially with adding Carnell Tate to this offense.
So the Baltimore Ravens are on the clock, which this is a conundrum of all conundrums.
Oh, I know where they're going.
That needs, like
I know where they're going.
You can go, oh, they need another edge. How many edge rushers are they going to draft in the first 2 rounds?
50.
Before they realize that they just keep having these guys. And then interior D-line. They've just been hurt this year. They're good there. They're good defensively.
All their edge rushers and their defensive, their whole defensive front is really, really good.
Let's go corner again, okay? So you're going to have 15 corners on game day. But then you look at their offense, which has struggled. Rosengarten, Stanley, both going to play. Linderbaum, starter. Guards, Falele can kick rocks. He's terrible. He's trash. Left guard, Andrew Voorhees for right now. Do you go guard? And then I looked at their wide receivers. Man.
They need help bad.
Bad. I'm going with Little Citrus. I'm going Makai Lemon.
Yes, that's a great pick. I think Baltimore wouldn't hesitate to take this pick here.
I mean, you'd have Zay Flowers. You'd have Deontay Walker.
If
Makai Lemon.
If the Rams take like a Mansour Delane or Jamon McCoy, it's going to be Carnell Tate to the Baltimore Ravens, and I hate saying that too because he's going to be so great.
Every year they get somebody. I'm like, God damn.
Makai Lemon's going to be that fit though. I think that's a great pick there for them. Kansas City Chiefs on the clock, and we never see Kansas City this high in the draft ever.
We might this year.
We might actually get to see them this year this high. And this is going to be probably one of the best picks that they can make to help themselves. I don't know if Spags is going to be the defensive coordinator, but I'm still thinking that Spags probably will be the defensive coordinator for this team.
He hates to leave. He would hate to leave.
And I'm going to take the guy with the utmost talent in the absolute world. Could be the best player in this entire draft, in my opinion, with the intangibles that he's got. I'm going to go Mansour Delane, the corner, to help Trey McDuffie and Jalen Watson.
It's surprising that they go with a large corner. That's the only thing.
But it's Mansour Delane. He's one of those prospects that don't matter how tall he is, don't matter how small he is that dude. And he can help Trey McDuffie on the other side. To have 2 lockdown corners.
I don't hate it. Now, this pick is the Carolina Panthers.
Ooh.
There are a couple of things there's
so many. There's so many.
Just so good. They need it. Going to be honest, Sonny Styles would be great in Carolina.
Sonny Styles would be
great. He'd be good Mike. Edge rusher, TJ Parker, hometown pick, low moving costs. I mean, Kevin Conception with Ted McMillan and Xavier Legette would be great. That would be incredible. They could go freaking Ione from Penn State and have a guard center flexibility. They could go so many spots here. And then I look at corner, man. And then I look at corner. And he's been out all year. Jermon McCoy and J.C. Horn. is a perfect pairing. I'm going Jermon McCoy.
Yes, Jamon McCoy. I can speak heavily on this guy. Watched him last year with the Tennessee Vols. It's my team, by the way. But I watched him last year. This man is an incredible athlete. I think he might be the better athletic corner of the two corners out of Mansour Delane and him. But I think Mansour Delane, overall his talent is exceptionally high. But Jamon McCoy, you can't sleep on him. He's great in man coverage. He lacks the size a little bit out there when he got to go against those tall receivers, but his man coverage helps it because he's a great lockdown corner, and the Panthers will get a great pick here. And I'm not saying that because I'm a Tennessee fan, but that is a really great pick for Jamon McCoy, who hasn't played all year. So
he'll be back for the playoffs or for their bowl game.
All right, Dallas Cowboys on the clock.
They have a couple good options here.
Do I really want to give them that and make them really good here? You know what? They need some help on the defensive front. I mean, they have what's it called? Quentin Williams in the middle.
Quentin Williams, they got Kenny Clark. They've got
Kenny Clark, but they do need a guy that can edge. That's an edge rusher that can rush the. And there's one right here that is just a pure, just pass rushing quarterback, and it's absolutely insane. It is crazy. I'm gonna go David Bailey from Texas Tech. I don't know what Texas Tech is. I don't know what Texas Tech is giving these athletes that they got right now, but it is absolutely insane because they got Jacob Rodriguez, the linebacker. They've got Bailey. They got a corner that's coming out, and they've also got that defensive tackle that's very good as well. They've got all four of those players are really good, and they're going to help their team out. So I'm going to go David Bailey from Texas.
Lee Hunter, right?
Huh?
Lee Hunter, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And Skylar Gill Howard's the other DT who's good.
Yep. Mm-hmm. All four of their players are good right there. So,
next up on the clock is the Houston Texans. We know where this is going, or where it should go. I'm not going who you think I'm going because I hate this guy and I will not draft him in the first round because I do not think he's a first round tackle or guard. I think he is.
I agree.
He's
I know
Leatherwood in hiding.
I know who it is. I'm not. I agree. I don't like him either.
Second round, all bets are off. I'll take it. But first round, where you need guys to be hits, Blake Fisher, Oluwatimi. I'm taking Ione from Penn State. I'm not going to even try to pronounce that first name. He is great. He does everything well. He's a good guy, good character. So I think left guard, and then you maybe keep Ed Ingram, although we might be getting another guard for him later in the second round.
This is a great pick, Bennett. I think Olia Vega Ione is a very, very, very good talent prospect in the middle. I don't know where he's essentially going to play at, if he's going to play at center, if he's going to play at guard. I essentially don't know where. I think he's best at left guard, though. Mm-hmm. That's his spot. But the Texans, they need all the offensive line help that they can get right now. And he's a perfect fit for this Texans team. The way they like to run the ball, he's a great run blocker. I mean, it's self-explanatory when you block for Nick Singleton and Katron Allen as well. And they run behind him a whole lot because Katron Allen's a lefty, so he likes to go to the left side a whole lot. So, and what a great pick. That's a huge pick there for the Texans.
Yeah.
Detroit Lions, they need this pick so bad, and I'm going to give it to them because they always injured up front. Maybe it'll give them some help here. I'm going to go the lengthy athletic TJ Parker here from Clemson. They need help on the defense. I know people's like, oh, they need offensive help. No, they don't right now. Their offense is still in my opinion, I think their offense is top 5 offense with what they've got right now. Their O-line probably needs some fixing next year, but they'll figure that out.
So Tampa Bay is now on the clock. So the sexy pick, cool pick would be Kenyon Sadiq, obviously.
Hello.
Best pick.
Say hello, Nala. Say hello.
But
hello to the chat.
I look in the middle of their defense. Levante David is old as dirt. Shaq Barrett, is he still even there?
Yes. Say
He's
hello
old.
to the chat.
I got my little one trying down here.
Bennett says hi. She says hi. You see Bennett? Is that what you see? You see Bennett? Oh, hello, Wesley.
Both got our dogs, and then we got a third one over here.
Yeah, he's too big to pick up.
Yep. Wes, what you doing, boy? What doing? Hi.
You did that to yourself.
I know you've been licking your butt too. I'm gonna go Sonny Styles to the Buccaneers.
This is a great pick. Sonny Styles, a hell of an athlete. He reminds me, he fills that Stills Chambers role at Ohio State, if you know what I'm talking about.
Yep.
If y'all don't know who I'm talking about, y'all gotta. Yeah, Stills Chambers was one of those guys at freaking Ohio State, and he reminds me of Still Chambers, but he's more athletic. He can play outside. He can play inside. Hell, he can play safety too if he really wanted to. So he's one of those type of talents. So that's a great pick here for the Bucs. And what a way to help this defense for the Buccaneers. The Pittsburgh Steelers on the clock here. You know the dream pick for me. You know the dream pick for me right here. A corner.
Yeah, Colton Hood. Great.
Corner would be a dream pick for me here. But I'm gonna go a different route.
Uh-oh.
I'm gonna go a different route. And I look at the offense.
You've been screaming wide receiver for this entire year.
What's the one thing that is stagnant in this offense right now?
The pass game.
The pass game. I mean, you need help. I believe it don't matter. Will Howard could be that guy, but he's going to need some pass catchers. He can't just have DK and Calvin Austin and the rest. I mean, Calvin Austin going deep, running deep balls that the 6'4" guys are supposed to be getting, but why is Calvin Austin doing it? Because he's the only other option you've got out there to get the ball. No offense to Roman Wilson. He's not good. He really is not that good. I'm going to go the bigger of the receiver. I'm going to go Denzel Boston from Washington. I think that will help DK on the left side. I don't know how he's going to do with the route running. He's not a great route runner, and he's not good on his feet, but he can catch the football. So I think if they fix those little things, he will be a hell of a receiver for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
All right, Buffalo's on the clock. Buffalo, one would say they need a number one receiver, but they just got Brandon Cooks, so we'll have to see. I really like this pick here. One of the things they've struggled with this year is cornerback health and help. I'm taking Colton Hood.
Another Tennessee guy? Oh, wow.
Colton Hood.
I would say Avion Terrell, but I mean,
no, Avion Terrell is small. He's a smaller corner.
But
and what
I wasn't done. I do like Colton Hood, but
Colton Hood's great. Colton Hood's great. I've seen the tape. He's great. And Colton Hood with who the heck's on Buffalo's defense anymore? I would love to have gone to safety, but I'm not taking that kid from Toledo or Dylan Thieneman right now. So Colton Hood, I mean, nickel guy. You have Rasul Douglas still. You have, they like go of Kyer Elam. They need a replacement for that. Maxwell Harrison's not been playing too good. So you get Harrison and you get Hood, and then you also have Rasul Douglas in the slot. That's a good backcourt for the next couple of years.
Yes, I with the Browns here on the clock, we took receiver Tyson here. I'm still going to stay on the offensive side of the ball. I know they need defensive help bad, but I'm going to stay on the offensive side of the ball. Like you said, they are desperate in need of O-line. I'm not going to take Caden Proctor because we all know he's not a first round.
I'm not taking him in the first. I'm not. I will say this. I'm going to act like Connor Lew's going back to school. He's towards the ACL. I just don't think he's coming out. So I'm gonna take the lengthy left tackle that can play right tackle, that can play left guard as well if needed to. Caleb Lemieux from Utah. From Utah. I don't know why I said U2. From Utah. He's big. He's just a big athletic
Samoan man that can freaking push motherfuckers down. And that's what the Cleveland Browns need. I don't think DeJuan Jones is getting it done. I'm sorry. Put Lamu or however you say his last name out there. I think he's going to help, especially if Gabriel's on the left side. That's the strong side for Dylan Gabriel.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to play on that strong side for Dylan Gabriel. Or if it's Shador, it's going to be the backside, and you need to give him some backside help, and Lamu can do that. So,
49ers are on the clock. Man, this is a hard decision because I'm not going to go. You can go wide receiver if you think they need one, like Chris Bell or Chris Brazzell. I think they need more help on defense. I'm going to go Avion Terrell. I know I just talked about how I think he's a small corner.
They like small corners, though.
They like small corners, A. And B, Robert Saleh can make something out of him. You know, he doesn't have to start day one. He can rotate in. I would love to have gone Cassius Howell. That would have been a great pick for him. But they just got Michael Williams. They have C.J. West. They have Alfred Collins. They have Nick Bosa. Remember, Bosa's going to be back next year.
Bryce Huff.
On forever.
Bryce Huff's
on the team. So get them a corner, Avion Terrell. No good safeties here. They do need one, but no good safeties to take.
I think they can get one in free agency, though. So that's a good pick.
Second round, who knows? But you have the Philadelphia Eagles. What happened?
The Eagles, they're one of those teams that they always surprise people, but they're always good in the draft. Howie Roseman always finds a way to get these good picks. They do. This is one where I'm looking at it and I'm like, is it time to move on from some of these guys on the offensive side of the ball? And is Lane Johnson going to retire? Is that the key question right now? Or is he going to come back for another year? Or what's his name? Mailata. Is Mailata going to retire?
Mailata's not going to retire. He's got a couple more years left in him.
But Lane Johnson can't retire.
He could.
He's almost 40.
Wes, do you think he's going to retire?
No, he's not going to retire. So this might be a shocker pick here, but I think the Eagles take the big man from Oregon. I think they're going to take Kenyon Sadiq.
Oh, Kenyon Sadiq at tight end. Him and Goddard.
Kenyon Sadiq to have as a tight end. I think Goddard's on next year's the last year of his deal, I think. His contract that he got. So I think this is a perfect move, and Goddard is pretty old. I'm not saying he's old, but he is pretty old as a tight end. So getting a guy like Kenyon Sadiq to help in the pass game, which they desperately need to because they ain't passing the ball very well. Mm-hmm. Getting a guy like Kenyon Sadiq out there with A.J. Brown and Devonta Smith will very, very well help this offense.
All right, we got the L.A. Chargers on the clock. This is an interesting one.
You know, Harbaugh's like, I need 7,000 running backs in my backfield. Give me Jeremiah Love and Amari and Hampton.
God, no. But I will say this, I would love to, we got to run another assumption. Alt and Slater are both going to be back. However, I was talking a lot of crap about this guy at tackle. At guard, he could be good. Again, this is one of those things where I personally would hate this, but having him next to Slater with whoever the heck their center is going to be, having Caden Proctor.
Who is their center right now?
Center's not Bozeman. Is it
Cushenberry?
No, Lloyd Cushenberry is a Bronco.
It might be Bozeman. I think it's Bradley Bozeman. Because I know their right guard is Becton,
and then you got Jamari Salyer. Zion Johnson, Bradley Bozeman is their center.
So Zion Johnson is at guard, so they don't need an interior guys.
Well, but that's because Jamari Salyer plays left guard, and they've put him at left tackle.
But also Zion Johnson is their starting left guard. He's good.
But they did have Zion Johnson playing center in preseason too.
Yeah, but Bradley Bozeman going to be there because he signed a 3-year deal. So
Andre James signed a 2-year too. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Still, I'm taking Caden Proctor. because their O-line was so banged up this year, they need bodies. And I think if Proctor doesn't play this upcoming year, it's a blessing.
I like how you said he's not a first-round pick, and yet he went in the first round.
Here's the thing. I don't think of him as a tackle. I don't think of him as a first-round tackle. I'm going to take him as a first-round guard because it's either him or you go with the kid from Oregon. And I just don't like the kid from Oregon.
Yeah, that is true. That is, yeah.
And after this, I mean, you took Isaiah World. That's a fall off. Sorry, you didn't take Isaiah World. You took Homeboy. But after this, I mean, Jennings Dunker's early second, maybe. Blake Miller's late third. Like,
yeah.
And I love Blake Miller, but I'm real with him. Like, he is not a first-round pick. And Blake Miller's a tackle. So, but yeah, no, I like Proctor if you just say we're going to develop him, because right now he has no development in his system right now. They've just been throwing him out there. I like it if you say we're going to develop him into something. He's going to play guard, tackle, learn everything under Harbaugh, and get better, and then potentially start somewhere, because this O-line, I mean, Harbaugh didn't draft Zion Johnson.
Nope.
If he wants to, he can move on from. So.
But I also think he's been playing so exceptionally well up front that you're not going to get rid of a guy that's been playing hard.
Well, and who knows about Mekhi Becton? Mekhi Becton could be gone after this season because of how bad he's been playing.
Yeah. But I think Zion Johnson has kept his job because he's been that focal point for the O-line for the last 4 or 5 years. So he's been great up front. Here for the Dallas Cowboys.
Again, you get it back. You get him again. You know where you got to go. You know it. I know it. He's still here. He shouldn't be here. Chiefs would have taken him already.
I can't because Javonte signed a 2-year deal, though.
He did, but who's behind him? He goes down. Who's behind him?
But I think he's a starter, so I'm not going to take him here.
Who's behind him?
He's a starter.
Say the little hamster's name. Say the gerbil.
It's not Juice Vaughn. It's Malik Davis who's actually behind, and Jaden Blue.
Jaden Blue. Wesley, you are taller than Jaden Blue.
Jaden Blue is 5'9". That's not small, though. Deuce Vaughn is 5'5".
Novus, you are taller standing up than Deuce Vaughn is. Just letting you know.
And Malik Davis is 6 foot tall. So.
All right. Well, then who are you going with? Who's he going with? Do you know?
Damn. Hold on. I'm looking at these teams behind them to see who could take. That one's not a bad pick. That's not a bad pick. But, okay. Here's what I'm going to do.
They do need linebacker help. Just saying.
They do. I think I'm leaning towards CJ Allen, but
I like CJ. CJ with a free agent guy that they bring in that they actually prioritize, he'd be great.
Because Logan Wilson's on the last year of his deal. They traded him away. The Bengals traded him away to get rid of that contract, but he's been terrible. I really do. I like the CJ Allen picker. I think I'm gonna go with CJ Allen here.
Okay. Seattle's on the clock. Let's see. This could be pretty decent, actually. Hang on.
I mean, I do like Cassius Howell, the edge rusher here.
I like Cassius Howell there too. Don't need a safety. Could potentially use a third wideout. I'm gonna go Cassius Howell. Cassius Howell is a good fit.
I think that's a perfect fit for him. The way he's sporadic when he edge rushes is good for them too. I think they can fix that, and having multiple edge rushers for this good Seattle defense is going to be beneficial. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, the Jets with their third pick. No, I'm just kidding. This is their second pick in the second.
They took Mendoza in the first of the fourth.
Second pick in the second round. Now this is where I think that they get themselves a superstar. And hear me out. This might not. I think they're done with the current guy they got.
Brees.
I think they're done. They were trying to trade him.
Right, let's say either Dallas or Kansas City traded for Brees Hall. That's why they didn't go Jeremiah Love.
No, I'm just going to say that they needed bigger needs than Jeremiah Love. Because I don't think Kansas City because they like Pacheco.
They do.
They like Pacheco. So And Dallas has got Javonte Williams for the next 3 years, and he's been great this year. So and that's why I don't think that they're going to go there. But here I'm going to take Jeremiah Love. I think that the Jets are going to move on from Breece Hill. And if they don't, they have a nice 1-2 punch in Breece Hall and Jeremiah Love here. And you give Fernando Mendoza another great weapon in the backfield. I'm going to go Jeremiah Love.
Okay. I'm going to say that Breece Hall got traded to the Chicago Bears because if not, Jonah Coleman would be coming off the board. But I really don't want to – I don't want to waste this pick on a running back if I'm Chicago. I don't – personally, I don't think Uiagalelei is a first-round pick. I like Romello.
Romello's good here too.
In the first, though. Big Citrus, I like him, but in the first. They like Trapillo. They don't really need a left tackle. I mean, I guess
I wouldn't hate Caden McDonald just because Grady Jarrett's probably.
Oh, wait a minute. We were talking about this guy earlier. He's 146th in the country, like in this ranking. That is ridiculous.
146.
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck are you talking about?
D tackle.
Oh, yep. Mm-hmm.
Don't you think him in the middle of that defense moving people would just be poetry?
Here's why I agree with this at 146. He is a pure run stopper, and he is not. He is
true.
He's
I'm not going to take him. Maybe second round.
He's lackadaisical at times.
However,
the only guy out of the 100s that I would take would be the pick at 112 because he's a first round pick in my eyes.
This just didn't land right.
The guy at 112.
You know, like this draft didn't hit the right holes that they needed it to hit to get the guys they want. You said 112? Oh yeah,
the guy at 112 would be.
Yeah. Jacob Rodriguez is going here, 100%.
That would be their
He's
pick.
a football player. He's going.
Because he's going to be a first-round pick.
Rodriguez is definitely a first-round pick.
He's too low.
Yep.
That's a perfect pick for them right there. The Denver Broncos. What happened?
The Washington Commanders are hiring Commanders QB coach. Stanford is hiring Washington Commanders QB coach Tavita Pritchard as their new head coach. Why?
That's what I was trying to tell you. He's a former Stanford guy.
Why? That just doesn't make sense. He has never coached college ball. He's never coached NFL ball. He's the assistant quarterback coach or the QB?
Assistant quarterbacks coach.
And Marcus Mariota's been so great? No, he's been trash this year.
Sam Hartman hasn't even hit the field, man.
Sam Hartman ain't even on the roster.
Josh Johnson is on your goddamn roster.
Josh Johnson should be the head coach before him. At least he has experience.
Yep.
Josh Johnson's been on more teams in his 25 years of life.
Now here for the Denver Broncos, I'm going to take a guy with exceptional talent. Give Bo Nix more help. You got Troy Franklin. You've got Cortland Sutton. I'm not high on Marvin Mims as most people are. Marvin Mims ain't that good to me.
Trader. No.
Trade him away. I'm going to give him Kevin Concepcion, the highly talented wide receiver from Texas A&M. This is a perfect fit. Bo Nix likes those long, rangy, speedy receivers, even though he's not that tall, but he's long and rangy and can do things that the little guys, you don't expect them to do.
Yeah.
Kevin Concepcion here would be a nice fit.
LA Rams back up on the clock.
Oh, this is easy. This is an easy pick. Take him. Take him.
At quarterback?
No, take him. This is an easy pick.
What position are you even talking about?
D-line. This is an easy pick.
D-line. Are we talking McDonald?
Yeah, it's an easy pick.
No. I'm going Keith Abney from Arizona State, man.
Have they already picked in the draft?
Yeah, they took Malik Noah. Remember, I was telling you it was between Delane.
Oh
It
yeah,
was between Delane and Jamont McCoy and Francis Magnoa. I'm going back and I'm gonna get Keith Abney. I think Keith Abney has been one of the best corners in college football this season.
honestly, I could see them taking Lenore Sellers and be like, "Fuck
I
it,
just I
you
don't
sit
think he's
behind."
going in the first, man. I think he should A, go back to school, and B, I don't think he's going in the first if he comes out. I mean, if you take him, you are gambling hard. And I don't think if the Rams are going to gamble, they're going to gamble on somebody who's already been in the league that they've been able
All
to
right,
watch.
the New England Patriots. What Mike Vrabel gonna win Coach of the Year? It's no questions asked about. I'm
You're
sorry.
Super Bowl champions in this.
That's where they haven't predicted. But in my opinion, I think Mike Vrabel's gonna win Coach of the Year.
Yeah, 100%.
It's either him or Ben Johnson. One of those two is gonna win Coach of the Year.
Yep.
Which is insane. We called that shit last year though for Ben Johnson that he would win Coach of the Year. You said Vrabel would win Coach of the Year too. That's crazy. But both of these guys have been phenomenal. But I think what's gonna separate them next year is, remember, I think they're a year away from the Super Bowl right now. I think they're a year away. Purely so off of that defense is insane. That defense is absolutely phenomenal right now. Offensively, they're a year away. They need another weapon for Drake May. I'm gonna take Chris Bell from Louisville here. The long receiver.
I don't hate it. Tennessee Titans are on the clock here. They took Ruben Bain with their first round pick.
I could see Big Citrus here.
Big Citrus would be interesting. I think if you have Sweat and you have Simmons, they're going to be fine. I'm low moving costs. I'm going to take Chris Brazel, wide receiver from Tennessee.
Ooh,
You
that's
have
a good pick.
DK, Ayumaner, and Brazel. One of them can figure out how to be the number one option.
Well, Brazel will probably be the number one option because he's more of the deeper threat than Io Minor. Io Minor's a possession.
Brazel, Ayumaner, and DK in the slot. You have Cam Ward. The O-line needs help. However, there is no one to take here.
I'm not taking Isaiah World either.
No, not to start. I mean, Latham, you got to figure it out. Skoronski might be a bust. We don't know.
Jennings Dunker, I got to see more.
You need a center, but if you're going to take one, Jake Slaughter, you'd wait till the third round to take a center.
And are you gonna play Jennings Dunker at guard, or are you gonna play him at tackle?
I mean, and if you're playing him at guard, that means Zeitler's gone. I mean, he's probably going to retire anyway. But Dunker next to Latham is just an accident waiting to happen. And then Dan Moore's at left tackle. If I'm them, free agency is all about getting interior and outside tackle help.
Yeah, because they need to move on. Dan Moore was a bad decision to give all that money to. He is
the second richest Dan Moore in the history of Dan Moores.
But he is shitty.
He's terrible.
I'm glad he left Pittsburgh, though. So.
You have the New York Giants on the clock.
New York Football Giants.
Spencer Fanow,
left tackle.
Right tackle in this case, because
right tackle. Yeah. Well, they can never go wrong with the long rangy edge rushers here. I'm gonna take a guy that I think is going to absolutely dominate with Abdul Carter, with Brian Burns.
Kayvon Thibodeau and Brian Burns. You're going to take another edge?
Maybe Kayvon Thibodeau, because I don't know if he's going to be there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing it like maybe Kayvon Thibodeau gets traded and he's gone. So this is why I'm doing this. Brian Burns and Abdul Carter, and you're going to add the pure pass rusher R. Mason Thomas from Oklahoma.
Okay. I like him. I don't know if I love the pick in the second round. Getting another edge rusher.
He's a pure pass rusher, though.
This won't be Brian Flores because Flores and the Giants don't like each other. But whoever comes in to be their head coach is definitely going to need to evaluate that defense. This could be a Spags pick. Yeah. But Jets are on the clock. They took Mendoza and they took Love. Both good picks. I'm going to go with Caden McDonald, D-tackle from Iowa State. You get somebody that Aaron Glenn wants, who's going to be in the prime of his rebuild. You know, he's going to be one of the main plugs to fill that Quentin Williams hole.
That's a Lee McNeil player for Aaron Glenn right there. The Vegas Raiders on the clock. They took
Ty Simpson.
Ty Simpson in the first. You know what? I'm gonna help this defensive front. You losing Christian Wilkinson was a huge loss. I don't
He's
know.
still a free agent. I don't know why.
I don't know why.
Just because he's a
You
little
got-
bit zesty, you
I
know.
don't know why you got rid of Christian Wilkinson, but I'm going to take the countermate to Big Citrus. I'm going to take Caleb Banks from Florida.
My only thing with Caleb Banks is he just hasn't played this season. This is a Raiders pick because he hasn't played this season, and he could be really fucking bad.
Yeah, that's a Raiders pick though. That's why I picked it.
Saints are on the clock. We're running with the idea that they are going to wait on a quarterback until next year at the minimum. They took Arvell Reese, edge / middle linebacker. I'm going to take Elijah Surratt, wide receiver from Indiana here. Him, Olave, and then God knows who else.
My
but we need
God, that's a great pick.
So Surratt and Olave with Shuck, I like it.
That's a hell of a pick. Elijah Surratt, one of those guys that can do
Yep.
everything. He's like a Tyler Lockett, an old Tyler Lockett, does everything that you need him to do. That's what you need right now.
Texans are on the clock now.
The Texans, they took the offensive lineman.
They took
the interior guard, the guard / center. Play anywhere on O-line technically.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know what he likes to do. D'Amico Ryans is a great coach.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to give them a guy that can play Texan football, hard hitting, knows what he's going to do. I'm going to take Anthony Hill Jr., the linebacker from Texas. I think this will be a great pick for D'Amico Ryans.
Don't hate it. Arizona took Dante Moore with their first-round pick. This pick could go a couple ways.
They need O-line help.
They do. It's just, do I want to take Isaiah World? Do I have confidence in Isaiah World?
They would take Isaiah World.
They might. I'm looking at all my options first. I do like Quincy Rhodes, but I
wouldn't hate Blake Miller or Christian Miller either. I also wouldn't hate AJ Harris.
They got the Indiana tackles way too low. They need to be up a little bit higher.
And I also wouldn't hate LT Overton to help that defensive side of the ball.
Here's the thing: is they've invested so heavily on that defense. I mean, Robinson, Browning. They brought in Ojulari. They have
the other guy.
They just invested heavily. I'm not touching it. I'm gonna let them figure that shit out. I'm gonna go Isaiah World. At the worst, he can be a starting guard. At the best, he could be your starting tackle.
I think he's going to play guard for them because
he could fill in Hernandez. He could be gone.
I think they're going to bring back Jonah Williams. I really do.
I don't. He's so bad. He's so bad. He's so old. He's terrible.
He's not that old. He's not that old though.
He needs to go to the 49ers. That's where he needs to go. He needs to fuck off.
He's not that old, you know. He's only like 27.
Yeah, he looks like a 50-year-old, though.
He's only 27 years old.
Cleveland, you were on the clock with Cleveland. They took Jordan Tyson and Caleb Lomo. 2 good picks. Now, I think they do need to hammer in another O-line pick at some point in the first 3 rounds. But corner, not really. They're good in the defensive back. It's O-line or if you need to get another receiver. I wouldn't go defense. They have a really good defense.
They do have a really good defense, and I wasn't looking at the defensive side. I was really kind of looking at the offensive side. I think I'm going to take a guy that can play probably guard for them. He's probably going to play guard for them.
Mm-hmm.
But he's going to learn behind Bitonio and
Bitonio is a free agent, and so is their Teller.
Well, then he might have to play immediately. So I'm going to take Jennings Dunker from Iowa.
Yeah, he's a guard, 100%.
He's a guard, 100% a guard.
Cincinnati's on the clock. They took Keldrick Falk. Good pick.
They need O-line too.
They do. Here's the thing. I'm not taking Pregnon, and I'm not taking Blake Miller because you have Amarius Mims at right tackle, and you still have Orlando Brown.
They could also use a corner.
They could. They could always take a wide receiver. No.
They could always use a safety as well, too.
Or they could double up on D-line. Damn.
That would be nice too because because BJ Hill's gone after this year.
Give me the Godfather. Give me low moving costs. Give me Dante Corleone.
Dante Corleone, the Godfather of all the Godfathers. No. Hey.
Steelers have activated Asante Samuel to the active roster.
That means he's going to play against Buffalo. He's going to start. Yes.
Yep.
Yes. I don't even see Dante Corleone.
He's D-line. Cincinnati.
Yeah, but what number is he?
He was below Big Citrus, Dominique Orange, but above Daryl Jackson.
Where's Big Citrus?
Dominique Orange. He's 64.
Dominique Orange. Forgot Big Citrus's name, Dominique Orange.
That's why we call him Big Citrus, because he's big orange. That's why Makai Lemon is Little Citrus, because he's...
Is he before?
No, he's after.
Oh, Dante Corleone from Cincinnati.
Yes.
The hometown kid.
Yes. Low moving costs.
Low moving costs, okay. The Atlanta Falcons on the clock.
This is obviously Trinidad. This might be like Eli Stowers.
No, I'm going to go on the defensive side of the ball. And I'm surprised that this guy isn't higher on people's board either. And we were just talking about this guy. We're talking about how they produce good athletes. And I'm surprised he's not. I'm really shocked that he's not higher on this mock draft. Mm-hmm. I'm going to take Deontay Lawson, interior linebacker. They need help right there, too. I mean, I think Caden Ellis is the only one that they've really got that's really good in the middle right now.
Okay.
Given
they got Divine Diablo. They like him, but they could always add.
But Divine Diablo also can play on the outside.
Yeah.
And I believe that Deontay Lawson will be great on the inside with Caden Ellis.
So the Minnesota Vikings on the clock, they took Carnell Tate with their first-round pick. I'm going to take Quincy Rhodes Jr. off the edge from Arkansas. He's big, and he's a really good pass rusher. And let's just say that Flores, for whatever reason, is still there. Having him, Grenard, and ABG off the edge, great.
That's not bad at all.
No.
The Miami Dolphins.
They took Peter Woods.
Peter Woods, the interior defensive lineman. This is where I'm going to give them their help where they need it the most. It's going to be on the defense side of the ball still. I think this is where they take their help the most. I'm going to take Brandon Cisse, corner from South Carolina. There's no explanation.
I like him.
There's no explanation here. It's just that Artie Burns on IR, half their corner room's on IR right now. Anyways, they're playing God knows who out there for corner for them right now. So, I mean, they need the corner help. Brandon Cisse can come in there. Help if maybe because they all still might be hurt for next year too. So
at this point. All right. Kansas City's on the clock. Jonah Coleman, running back, Washington.
That's a good pick. Jonah Coleman, great runner.
Hard-nosed
runner.
Yep. So Carolina's on the clock. Let's see. They took Jermon McCoy.
This one. I think I'm going to. I'm gonna stick to that side of the ball as well for the Panthers. I'm gonna take another guy who's viewed as an interior guy, but I think he'll probably play interior, maybe both for the Carolina Panthers. I'm gonna take LT Overton, edge from Alabama.
I like him. You know how much I like LT. I'm just being realistic with him, knowing he's probably not going to go.
If I'm Carolina, I don't want to give him to Baltimore because Baltimore will make that man a freaking god, and I don't want to see that. So,
yeah. All right, Baltimore's on the clock. They took Makai Lemon with their first-round pick. I'm going to go Emmanuel Pregnon, guard from Oregon. I think he's going to go second round. I like him. Don't get me wrong. I don't hate him. I just need to see a little bit more out of him. But Baltimore, you have Voorhees and Faleles, I think, a free agent after this. So it'd be a good idea to get somebody like Pregnon to go in there and fight for that guard spot.
Yeah, I agree.
So you've got the New York Jets, Jets. They went Mendoza, Love, and McDonald.
Here, I think I'm going to give them a weapon, another offensive weapon. I'm going to go Jeremy Bernard, wide receiver,
Okay.
Alabama, because Garrett Wilson is the only guy in that room right now, and
True.
he's hurt, and he might be out for most of next year, like the first maybe 3 or 4 games for next year too. So they're going to need a pass catcher in Jeremy Bernard.
Houston, they selected the kid from Penn State, the guard from Penn State, Anthony Hill, linebacker from Texas. I'm going Blake Miller, tackle from Clemson. Put him at left or right. Put him at left or right. Who gives a fuck? You have Blake Fisher and Blake Miller, and then you'll have Ione at left guard probably, and then you'll have Drew Scruggs at right guard and Ed Ingram as the backup. And then your center.
No, Drew Scruggs plays center.
Is he center now?
He's the center.
All right, well then you'll have Ed Ingram still at right guard, which praying for you.
Drew Scruggs starts at their center.
Praying for you. But Blake Miller, good. He will be a solid right tackle.
That's a good pick. That's a good pick for him.
He will struggle at left. He will probably be one of the most solid right tackles in the league if he plays.
But that's not a bad pick for him. So
Detroit, what happened?
What I'm seeing the most with Detroit is that back end is not as good as people think it is. The defensive side. I'm gonna take a guy that is very, very underrated in this draft, and you know how I like my underrated guys. Kenyon Mitchell, Savon Ravel, who played phenomenal this week against Kansas City Chiefs. This is a guy that I'm very high on too. This is one of my guys that I'm good at picking these random defensive backs that are from small schools and they become great. This is another small school coming from the same school that Kenyon Mitchell came from. I'm gonna go Emmanuel McNeil Warren, the safety from Toledo. I think that this man is brilliant. He can play in the box. He can play outside. He can play in the nickel. He can even rush off the edge. I seen him a couple of weeks ago. They put him at edge rusher and he got past the tackle. I was like, oh my God, this man is incredible.
Yeah. Pittsburgh. Fuck. Why do I have to pick for them? I mean, I could just take a corner and just go, they always need one.
We already took a corner though.
No, you took wide receiver.
Oh yeah, we took Boston. We do need a corner. I wouldn't hate a D-line pick here though, because Cam Hayward could be gone.
I love Big Citrus. I don't know if he fits Tomlin.
And
I like Romello Height. I don't know if he fits that system.
And I also wouldn't hate Joshua Josephs either. He's the pure pass rusher.
Where's he? Edge?
He's right above Romello Height.
I mean, we'll go with Josephs. That's fine.
No, it's fine. I mean, I'm just telling you.
We'll take Josephs. I like him. I haven't seen a lot of his tape, but I like him.
He's a Steeler guy. He's a pure Steeler guy. He comes off the edge and he just wreak havoc. He's a pure edge rusher.
Now we have the Buccaneers. Sonny Styles was their first pick.
Let's see here. Sonny Styles, a linebacker. I think I'm gonna go
or edge.
I'm not as high on the edge rusher. Like I told you, there's 4 guys to me for the one team I told you earlier that I really, really like from the school. And I'm not as high on this guy just because he lacks in the moves, the pass rush moves, the skill moves to be a good edge rusher. But this might be the pick for them to go here. I'm going to go Romello Height, edge from Texas Tech. He's not the one that I like out of the 4 that I named, that I told you about. Rodriguez, the defensive tackle, Lee, the corner, and the other one that I named are the ones that I would take. Bailey, that motherfucker nice. But Romello Height, he's one of those 6th, 7th guys for me that I would have to evaluate a little bit more. But I don't really like him because he's not that good of a pass rusher.
With the Jaguars' first pick, I'm going to take Eli Stowers, tight end from Vanderbilt.
That makes sense. Brendan Strange hasn't been that good, and
No, and they don't have a backup really.
they need help bad. Eli Stowers is great here.
Colton Hood to Buffalo, only pick so far.
I'm tired of seeing that D line get in trouble every year. I'm gonna go Christian Miller, the big man from Georgia.
That works. Philadelphia. God damn it. You took my pick.
I mean, that is true that they do take Georgia guys up there, but he's not as big as Jaden.
No. I like Mikael Kamara. I don't think he's a second-round pick. Linebackers. He could go. Ooh, he'd be interesting.
They might take.
They already took Kenyon Sadiq. They could potentially use some.
Gooseby wouldn't be bad here either. Trevor Gooseby from Texas, just because of Lane Johnson. I don't know if he's gonna retire. I don't know what.
Yeah, he could be good, but I think I'm gonna go with one of my favorite linebackers in the draft, Whit Weeks.
That's not. Oh, why? Why?
He's so good.
I know, Bennett. Why would you give him a great player?
Listen, obviously, Jod Campbell has not played a single snap for them this past game. Today, didn't play a single snap. Or sorry, yesterday, didn't play a single snap. So, give me a linebacker that can actually play. San Fran on the clock.
I think I'm gonna give them their luxury pick here. They love luxury picks. Like you said, they needed a safety.
Yeah.
I'm going to give them – I just don't know.
Yeah, you could take Thiemann. I wouldn't hate that, but there's not a lot. I mean,
I'm going to go with the smaller guy because, like you said, they like smaller, rangy guys. I'm going to go Kamari Ramsey from USC.
LA Chargers are on the clock. They took Caden Proctor because interior.
They could use an edge.
They could. I'm looking at these guys
they could also use an interior defensive line.
They could. I guess we're gonna go Big Citrus.
Big Citrus. Did I pass him again?
He's right at the top, Iowa State.
At the top.
You're right at the top of the D tackles. Dominique Orange.
Yeah, Big Citrus, baby. I do know who Big Citrus is. That's a great.
Green Bay Packers are on the clock. They have not had a pick yet. You get the unfortunate job of picking for them.
What I've seen from them, defensively, their D-line is exceptional. Linebackers have been good. Their one safety, Xavier McKinney's been great. Their other safety hasn't been well. I think this is where we see Thiemann go. I know. I don't like it. I don't like it like you do, but they do need another safety in Thiemann.
I don't hate Dylan Thiemann. I think he's fine. He'll do good things. Indianapolis is on the clock. They have not picked up to this point because they gave up their first for Sauce.
Sauce Gardner, yep.
They could go 15 billion different directions here. I think my biggest issue with them is their pass rush hasn't been great. I'm gonna go Danny Dennis Sutton from Penn State because I haven't watched Missouri, so I don't feel comfortable taking Young or Wilson here. Danny Dennis Sutton, I know he's the Micah Parsons, Abdul Carter prodigy. So.
Yep. Seattle here.
They took Cassius Howell first round.
But are you so sold on Abraham?
If you like a tackle here, you could get him, and at the very minimum, he could kick in and Bradford can kick out. Um, if you like Gooseby, but you want to keep trying Abraham
Gooseby,
Lucas,
the problem, here's the issue. Gooseby can't go inside. Gooseby's going to stay on the outside.
well
With
then it would be
with
Tiernan.
Tiernan, he can play anywhere on the O line.
You also have like Notre Dame guys like Emil Wagner is down here, ranked way too low. Jagusaw could go in this draft if they want to take him. I'm trying to see if there's people who I'm just like, oh my god, like why is he not out up higher? Not really, honestly. But I wouldn't hate taking um.
I think I want to take Caleb Tiernan from Northwestern
Not a terrible pick.
just
I mean,
because he can play inside, and I'm not so sold on Abraham right now.
well, you could also take like Amarj Reed Adams is way down here.
I think I'm going to take Caleb Tiernan.
Okay.
Like I said, he can play anywhere on the O line.
I don't get why Amarj Reed Adams is so low. I guess he hasn't been having a good year. All right, Chicago is on the clock. They took Jacob Rodriguez with their first pick. He's still here. I'm taking him. You're not going to talk me out of it. Give me Tim Keenan.
Go fund.
He's 126.
I know he's too damn fucking low.
I think he's excellent. He's going to do good things in Chicago, blocking the run. I mean, think about it. You got Aaron Jones, you got Josh Jacobs, and you got Jahmyr Gibbs to stop.
I don't even see Tim Keenan.
Well, I've already taken him, so I can't tell you where he is. But he's after Anthony Smith from Minnesota, but above Lee Hunter from Texas Tech. If you hit Bear Alexander, you've gone too far.
He's a defensive tackle, right?
Yep.
There he is.
There he is. There you go.
All right.
Denver. Denver took Kevin Concepcion.
I think this is where we could see maybe if he's still there as their DC. If Joseph is still there, I think we could see him taking one of his guys that he'll like for the next 15, 16 years. I'm going to take the shot on Damon Wilson Jr. from Missouri solely off of he reminds me of Nick Bonito. And I think that they'll see the same thing and be like, oh, Nick Bonito. We got two Nick Bonitos. So.
All right. With the 63rd pick in the second round, I'm going to operate under the assumption that Lenora Sellers is going back to school. All right. All right. That being said, because if not, if he was coming out, I would probably take him here. However, I'm going to operate with him going back. I'm going to operate that Garrett Nussmeier is way too high and that Klubnik's way too high and that Aller is way too high. I'm going to take quarterback from the University of Oklahoma, John Mateer.
And that pick I will love because.
However, Jaden Maivia, I really like him. I think he could be the next big thing in draft circles. Like as we get closer to the draft, he's going to be a name popping up in a lot of drafts.
Yeah.
If he doesn't go back to school.
Yep.
You get the final pick, which is the New England Patriots. They took Bell.
I'm actually kind of shocked that he's still ranked this low too. Another Ohio State guy, corner. I'm gonna give him a corner. They do need help back there. I know they got Christian Gonzalez and
they could always use another one.
And Jones, but they need another guy. I'm gonna go Davison Igbinosun from Ohio State. He's a good slot guy and he can play there and he's very good there. So,
all right, that's the draft.
That is the draft. Gonna save it. So just to recap the draft, the top order, we the Titans took Ruben Bain, the edge rusher from Miami. The Giants end up taking the highly talented Spencer Fonau, the left or right tackle, can play both from Utah. The Saints take probably the most athletic edge in this entire class, Arvell Reese from Ohio State. Jets get their quarterback of the future for the next 15, 20 years maybe, and Fernando Mendoza, quarterback from Indiana. Raiders get their future guy for the next 10, 15 years, and Ty Simpson. Even though he's an Alabama quarterback, I don't know if Alabama quarterback's going to do good in it, but we'll see. Cleveland gets a stud of a pick. Jordan Tyson going to be that number one receiver for the. He won't be there forever, but he'll be there for his 4 years there. The Washington Commanders get a great pick. Caleb Downs going to be there for a pretty good while. He helps that defense a lot. The Arizona Cardinals take the highly talented quarterback Dante Moore from Oregon. The Bengals take Keldrick Falk from Auburn, the big edge rusher. Miami, number 10, they take the big defensive lineman Peter Woods from Miami. The Rams take probably, in my opinion, the best offensive lineman in the class, and Francis Maioga, I can't pronounce his name.
Mauigoa,
the tackle from Miami, or guard, wherever you need him to play. Then the Vikings take the Bennett's favorite pick, Carnell Tate at wide receiver.
Yeah.
From Ohio State. Also another favorite of Bennett's. The Baltimore Ravens take Makai Lemon.
Yeah, I like him. I don't like him as much as Carnell.
Makai Lemon from USC, not South Carolina, but the original USC, Southern California.
Well, wait a minute. Who was the original USC?
Southern Cal. I think Southern Cal is the original USC.
Okay.
They've been around longer. He's going to fact check this for me because I could be wrong.
University of South Carolina was founded in 1801, while Southern Cal was founded in 1880.
Oh, so South Carolina is through USC. Okay.
However, I think USC started using USC before University of South Carolina did.
So then USC came.
That's why USC is USC and U of SC is U of SC.
Okay. Well, anyways, Kansas City picking at 14, which is kind of a little, like I said, high for them earlier. They take the highly talented corner, Mansour Delane. The Panthers take Jamon McCoy, the lockdown corner from Tennessee. Dallas gets a good edge rusher in David Bailey from Texas Tech here, 16, 17. Ole Vega Ione. The Texans take the guard from Penn State. The Lions take the highly talented T.J. Parker from Clemson. The Bucks take a great linebacker in Sonny Styles from The Ohio State University. Pittsburgh gets another receiver to help DK Metcalf and Calvin Austin and Darnell Washington. Denzel Boston from Washington, the big wide receiver. The Bills get a corner. Hopefully he's good for them. They took Maxwell Harrison, who's been good, but the year before, or 2 years ago, they took Kaiir Elam, and look where Kaiir Elam's done. He's been cut again by the Dallas Cowboys.
Fortunately.
Pick 22, the Browns, they take tackle Caleb Lomau, whatever, from Utah, another great pick. The 49ers take the small, rangy corner from Clemson, Avion Terrell, the brother of A.J. Terrell, by the way, if y'all didn't know that. The Eagles take the talented Kenyon Sadiq, which that would be a steal in my opinion. They get a great athlete right there. One of the picks that Bennett didn't think was going to go in the first round, Caden Proctor going to the Chargers, but it makes sense. It does make sense for him to go here.
You just got to think about it.
Dallas also gets another pick via the Jets, taking C.J. Allen from
not via the Jets. It's via the Packers.
Via the Packers. Yep, via the Packers. My fault. Via the Packers. They take C.J. Allen, linebacker from Georgia. Then you go from Texas A&M to Cassius Howe. The Seattle Seahawks draft him at 27. The Jets get another superstar in Jeremiah Love from Notre Dame. The Bears take probably the most underrated linebacker in this entire class, Jacob Rodriguez from Texas
Mhm.
Tech. Um, the Broncos get Kevin Concepcion, the 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 great receiver from Texas A&M. The Rams take Keith Abney the second from Arizona State, the small corner, but he'll get the job done. They end the first round. The Patriots take the big receiver Chris Bell to help them for next year. And Benny, if you want to do the second round, you can.
Yeah, sure. Pick 33, Tennessee's back on the board. They took Chris Brazzell, wide receiver from Tennessee, so low moving cost. The Giants come up next. They took edge rusher from Oklahoma, R. Mason Thomas, to pair with their three other outstanding guys. Pick 35, the Jets took interior defensive lineman / D tackle Caden McDonald from Ohio State. And then the Raiders doing Raider things. I hate this pick. They took D tackle Caleb Banks from Florida. I don't hate it because I think he's bad. I hate it because I don't know what he's going to be.
But that's also a Raiders
he could
pick.
even be he could be a Hall of Famer to
That's a Raiders pick though.
It is. Pick 37, I think probably the most underrated pick in the draft. The New Orleans Saints took Elijah Surratt, wide receiver from Indiana.
Like I said, he reminds me of Tyler Boyd or Tyler Lockett.
Yeah, he's going to be good wherever he goes. Pick 38, the Houston Texans, they took linebacker Anthony Hill Jr. from Texas, low moving costs. The Cardinals were back up on the clock at pick 39. They took Isaiah World, tackle from Oregon. He could be anything. He could be an all-pro guard. He could be a Hall of Fame tackle. He could be out of the league in 5 years. But back to basics.
He could be out of the league in 3 years.
Basically. The Cleveland Browns were up on the clock next. They already had taken Mauing Noah. Nope. Who did they take?
Tyson.
Jordan Tyson. Was this? And they also took Caleb Lomu. That's who they took.
Yep.
They were back up on the board at 40. They're taking a guard here, Jennings Dunker from Iowa. Then the Godfather goes to Cincinnati. Well, he's already in Cincinnati. But he goes to the Bengals. Dante Corleone. Deontay Lawson, linebacker from Bama, goes to the Atlanta Falcons at pick 42. Quincy Rhodes, the edge from Arkansas, really like him, big guy, goes to the Vikings at 43. Pick 44, the Dolphins finally get some cornerback help with Brandon Cisse, who could go in the first round realistically from South Carolina.
He's a big corner. He reminds me of Eamon Wardy at that size.
Jonah Coleman goes to the Chiefs at pick 45 from Washington. He's a running back. Pick 46, the Carolina Panthers take LT Overton from Alabama, the edge rusher. Pick 47, the Ravens took Emmanuel Pregnon, the interior offensive lineman from Oregon, to help figure out what the hell's going on over there. Pick 48, the Jets are back on the clock. They took Jeremy Bernard, wide receiver from Alabama. When in doubt, draft Bama. The Houston Texans take another Blake here as they go Blake Miller, offensive tackle from Clemson, to pair with Blake Fisher. Pick 50, Emmanuel McNeil Warren, the safety from Toledo, going to the Detroit Lions.
One of my underrated picks, mark my words, when he becomes – I'm not going to say he's going to be a superstar, but mark my words, when he becomes good for that Detroit Lions defense.
He'll be good. Pick 51, the Pittsburgh Steelers select Joshua Josephs, edge from Tennessee. Pick 52, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers take Romello Height, edge from Texas Tech. Pick 53, finally another tight end goes off the board. The Jacksonville Jaguars take Eli Stowers, tight end from Vanderbilt. Pick 54, the Buffalo Bills to pair with Deontay Walker, Ed Oliver, and now they have Christian Miller, D tackle from Georgia. Pick 55, the Eagles take linebacker Whit Weeks from LSU. Pick 56, the 49ers take Kamari Ramsey, safety from Southern Cal. Pick 57, the LA Chargers take Big Citrus, Dominique Orange, D lineman from Iowa State.
This is his dance, by the way.
His
sack dance.
Yeah, he needs to play better. He might go this high. We're just projecting.
But look, his dances.
Pick 58 is Dylan Thieneman to the Packers, safety from Oregon. Pick 59, the Colts get another piece with Latu. And Danny Dennis Sutton, edge from Penn State. Pick 60, Caleb Tiernan comes to the Seattle Seahawks. He's a tackle from Northwestern with some guard flexibility. Pick 61, this is just Bennett's pick because he wanted to make it. The Bears take Tim Keenan III from Bama, big run stuffer. Pick 62, the Denver Broncos take an edge, Damon Wilson Jr. from Missouri. Pick 63, another fun little pick here at the end of the second. Quarterback John Mateer goes to the LA Rams. And then the last pick of the second round and the last pick we did, Davidson Igbinosun goes to the New England Patriots, corner from Ohio State.
What are your thoughts on this draft, Bennett?
Some good picks. Again, I think after the first round, it falls off pretty heavily. But at the same time, we'll be having a very completely different discussion about all of these guys and about team needs once we get through the season. And once we get to the national championship, I mean, there's a possibility that we could see Ty Simpson versus Fernando Mendoza for the Natty this year.
I don't think that's going to happen.
It might. It might. We could see
Alabama has to win tonight in order for that to happen.
Here's my thought and opinion. I think right now, Ty Simpson, Fernando Mendoza are the only two locks to go in the first round. Like if Ty Simpson goes back to school, he goes back to school. But if he declares, he's a first round pick. If Mendoza declares, he's a first round pick.
Mendoza has to go.
Yeah, he does. Dante Moore is 50-50 going back to school, coming out. If he comes out, I think he's first round. Lenore Sellers will probably go first round if he comes out in the draft because of his ability.
His talent is so great though.
I think he needs to go back to school. If he stays in South Carolina or transfers, he just needs to go back to school.
But honestly, I think he's going to come out just because he knows he's a first round pick off of his talent alone.
But here's the thing: is he doesn't want Anthony Richardson himself, and that's the
thing
scare.
The thing is, he won't have if he goes somewhere where he can sit, like the Raiders. If he can go and sit behind Geno.
But here's the thing: is we all thought, oh, the Colts are drafting a quarterback at pick 4. That's okay. He's gonna no. They started him, and they shouldn't have. They really should have let him sit. And now he's a bust because they let him sit because they didn't let him.
I don't think he's a bust. I just think
they got Daniel Jones playing like a Hall of Fame quarterback on a team on the same team that he had last year.
But that's good. That's good for Anthony Richardson though, because now he's sitting watching Daniel Jones, and when he goes to the Rams, like we think he's going to go to the Rams, he's going to start cooking people.
Well, I would, and again, we don't know how free agency is going to end up. We don't know where Kyler's going to go. We don't know if Stafford's going to retire. We don't know if Rodgers is going to stay another year, and we don't know if the Steelers are going to finally decide to get a quarterback. All of that can happen.
They got one. They don't need one. They just need pass. They need help.
Well, again, I said the same thing about Spencer Rattler, and they got Shuck. And I don't hate either one of them. I like Shuck and Rattler, but anyway.
Yeah, but I do think if Sellers comes back, he's going to the Steelers.
Anyway, I think there's going to be one quarterback that I think there's a possibility for 3 to 4 quarterbacks to go in this draft. Of the guys that are left, I think that there's going to be one of them that either makes it deep in the college football playoffs, and people are like, wow, why haven't we talked about this guy? Or if that doesn't happen, there's going to be a guy that when we get to the Senior Bowl, Combine, and all of that, they're going to be like, oh, shit, we got to draft this guy. And I think it's probably going to be between Drew Aller, Cade Klubnik, or Garrett Nussmeier. One of those 3 is going to be like, oh, shit, we got to get this guy.
I'm sorry, Bennett, your take on Garrett Nussmeier is –
It's not aging well. He got benched. It's terrible. It's terrible. It's okay.
Now, Drew Aller, I do believe that he can be great. The talent, look, the talent is there. It's just, can he put it together when he needs it the most?
I think one of those 3 is going to get a lot of praise. Nussmeier, Klubnik, or Aller. One of those 3 is going to get a lot of hype. I think if Carson Beck can go through the playoffs and do something, he's going to get a lot of praise.
If he goes, you got to think. You got to
think. If they make it.
It might not go.
Other than that, the only other guy I think could get first-round hype besides Carson Beck, Dante Moore, if Arch Manning comes out, none of this matters, but is Maivia from USC. If he decides to declare, if he does well at I think he wouldn't be in the Senior Bowl because he's not a senior yet.
Okay.
If he goes to North Shrine Bowl or something, he could turn the meter on becoming a first-round pick.
All right, I got 2 questions for you. I do like Maivia, but I think he's going to return just
I think so too.
Just solely off of this is his first year as the helm, as the quarterback, and I think he wants to prove himself that he can be, that top guy, like the number one guy for next year. But here's my question for you. I got 2 questions for you, actually. So, like you're saying, if these quarterbacks play good in the playoffs, well, right now Oklahoma's got a lock. They are locked into the college football playoff.
Mateer could make his way in the
So
conversation.
so could Mateer make his way back into the first round like we expected him to be in the first round?
So again, here's what I'll say. I'm gonna Mendoza, Simpson, locks. Moore, if he declares, lock for the first round.
Arch Manning, if he goes, no.
Arch Manning, here's the thing with Arch. If he declares, none of this conversation matters because we got our number one pick. But
that's what I'm saying. That's what I was gonna say. So if Arch goes, he's the automatic number one overall.
He's number one pick. Mendoza and Simpson are fighting for 2.
So Cam Ward is on his way out of Tennessee.
No, because Tennessee will trade that pick. Tennessee would trade that pick. But here's the thing. I'm working off the assumption, everybody in the world's working off the assumption that Arch is staying. So Simpson and Mendoza, Moore, lock if he goes. And there's like 50-50.
I think Moore's going. Moore's going to go.
Other than that, you've got Maivia, if he doesn't go back to school, is like down here. You've got Mateer and Beck. If Mateer and Beck make it to the playoffs, Oklahoma will. But if
Beck has to leave.
Beck makes it. Yeah, but again, who cares about that? If they declare, Beck and Mendoza are going to be fighting for either the third or the fourth quarterback taken.
I mean Mateer?
Mateer, not Mendoza. It's going to be Beck and Mateer fighting for that third.
Because look, if Mateer never went down with that injury, I think we're speaking different about the Heisman race right now. It's between Mendoza and Mateer right now. Not. I'm sorry, Ty Simpson. Mateer is a whole lot better than you at quarterback, but with that injury, and he's still playing with it right now. That's why he's not been, John Mateer. Mm-hmm. But John Mateer has to go out too because he's a fifth-year senior, so he has to go out. So I'm looking at it like if Mateer has a great Senior Bowl and a pro day, and he has a great combine, he's going to boost himself potentially in the top 3, maybe even at 2. He might be the second best quarterback to take off the board.
Maybe. I think it's going to be Mendoza, Simpson, Moore.
If Simpson,
either Beck or Mateer there, and
if
then
Simpson, I will say this: if Simpson don't make it to the college football playoffs, it's going to be Mateer.
Yeah,
that goes second off the board.
Potentially.
If Simpson has an opportunity to play in the college football playoff and he can go to the Natty and he wins the Natty, then I think he's the number 2 quarterback off the board, regardless.
That's if Dante Moore doesn't come out. Dante Moore could change all this up.
I think this is how we see it. Mendoza's number 1 regardless because of what he's done.
I've heard a lot of Simpson at 1 too.
I don't think Simpson's going to go 1.
We don't. But the national consensus.
I think Mendoza is the number 1. Well, if Arch comes out, it ruins his whole.
We're not talking like Arch is coming out though. We're going to put that.
But either way, I think it's Fernando Mendoza. I think he's the Heisman Trophy winner. The way he's just played this year has been the Heisman Trophy-esque. He gets the Heisman Trophy. He's going to go number 1. He'll be not number 1 overall, but he'll be the number 1 quarterback taken off the board. If Ty Simpson goes far in the playoffs, or if he wins the Natty, he'll be the number 2 guy off the board. If he doesn't go, this is the question. If Dante Moore declares, Dante Moore will be the second guy, I think, and then Mateer will be number 3, just because I think Simpson will be 4. He'll be that 3.
Simpson can always go back to school too.
I think Simpson will be that 3 or 4 type of dude. But I really think right now the best spot for these quarterbacks is 1 through 4. Whatever. Mateer to me makes the best sense to be one of those top guys just because of what we see.
You love him anyway too. Like you are a big Mateer guy.
But it doesn't. But I told y'all I saw the vision of him winning he was going to win the Heisman Trophy. He was
until he got hurt. Also, I would like to bring up if Marcel Reed enters the draft. This also changes some things.
But, it does, but I think he's going to stay just because he wants to prove it.
Again, I think if I were Lenoris, Marcel Reed, Maivia, and Manning, I would stay. I would just stay.
But here's the issue.
Next year we could be getting Arch Manning, Lenoris Sellers, Maivia. We could be getting Reed. We could be getting Moore if he stays.
Lagway if he does good.
Raiola. Like there's 7 quarterbacks that could all be in the
Levitt. But yeah, I'm looking at like what you said. If I'm Maivia, and Arch doesn't declare this year, I go this year. Solely off of you're not going to be the number one overall pick next year.
I would love Mayava. I think he's
And,
a take and sit guy instead of a take and start.
and look, I don't hate Miles either, but I just if he comes back, he gonna be second or third next year.
Yeah.
If he goes now, he could potentially be 3 or 4, potentially. But right now, I think he's waiting on that decision from Arch.
Yeah.
I really do. I think he's waiting for
I
that.
think the entire world's waiting on that decision that aren't already going to have to declare.
Because Sellers, I think either he goes or he comes back. But Sellers, it's all about
Sellers is
it's about what he hears. If they tell him that he's good enough to go, he's going to go.
He's going to get picked in the first round if he goes. That's the fear, is that he goes and he's a bust. So he needs to hear, you need to practice, you need to learn more. That's the same reason Nick Harbor didn't go in this draft in the first 2 rounds. He's not a first 2-round player right now. So
but yeah,
there's a reason Max Clare didn't go. He's not a first 2-round
I
guy.
agree. But like you said, Mayava, if Arch comes back, you got to go this year. I'm sorry. You're not going. Lenore's will be. If Lenore's comes back too, he's going to be the second overall pick.
I think Mayava could play his way into the third guy if Sellers stays. And
the only reason I don't think that is because I look at it like, look. I look at it like this. You're gonna have Arch. You're gonna have potentially Sellers if he comes back. Mayava's there, right? But I'm looking at the one guy that that I like, DJ Lagway.
That's if he comes out, though.
Yeah, but the talent that this man has will boost him into the first round, regardless. And then you also can't sleep on Dylan Raiola. Dylan Raiola could,
if he transfers. If he stays at Nebraska,
if he transfers, I think he's going to transfer. And
where do you think he goes? Where do you
I got asked this yesterday by one of my work friends that I work with.
Vanderbilt?
They projected Vanderbilt. I projected Syracuse. I felt like Syracuse was a good spot for Raiola only because Syracuse they got recruits that came in that are at receiver, and one of them's from Nebraska that transferred to that was his roommate. So that kind of makes sense for him to go to Syracuse. But then I also was like,
Oklahoma wouldn't be bad.
I was also like, what if Lane Kiffin goes to LSU and he grabs Dylan Raiola as his quarterback?
I don't fucking think
I don't think he will do that.
We'll see because it's today, right?
But then I just saw on what I just saw on ESPN is John Summerall is the lead candidate for the Florida job at Tulane. Mm-hmm. And John Summerall is good with quarterbacks like that. I think Raiola might go to Florida and be Summerall's quarterback for the Florida Gators. Mm-hmm. And it also proves for Raiola, okay, look what conference you're playing in right now compared to what you're going to play in at Florida. Because you're going to be playing Georgia, Tennessee, Alabama, the Texas A&Ms, the Ole Misses. You're going to be playing those teams. And if you can prove that you can at least play, I'm not going to say you do have to win, but I'm not going to say you have to win like you do at Nebraska. If you can win some of the games, but you play your ass off, then you're a top quarterback to me.
Yeah.
That's also a good question. Where do you think because right now I've heard the hype on Jaron Saguputele that he could be the number one transfer in the entire portal if he leaves California because his coach just got fired. I know he wants to stay, but I've been hearing rumors that he's going to leave because of his coach. Where do you think? Because in my opinion, I think he's the top candidate in that portal if he gets in the portal.
Gio Lopez is going to be at North Carolina for the next 50 years.
No, he's got to go. He's a 7th-year senior, man.
Oh, he ain't? No, he fucking ain't. He's staying. See, part of me wants to go with like the ACC school, like Wake Forest would be such a random place for him to go. But also, that'd be kind of crazy if he did. But because that's a huge step up from where he's at right now.
But how? Because he's a really, really good.
Here's the thing: he's not going to Alabama. Alabama has 5-star quarterbacks out the wazoo. He would lose the starting job there. He would somehow lose it. Ohio
But
State.
he's also a 5-star. He's ranked
He
higher
is.
than
Yeah, yeah,
Alabama.
yeah, yeah.
Is at
But still,
Alabama.
Like, he's not going to Ohio State. He's not going to. He might if Dante Moore leaves Oregon, I could see him going to Oregon.
I could see that too.
I could see Washington maybe, but they're not a huge program anymore.
The three that I saw was, depending on Lane Kiffin, if he loses Trinidad Chambliss, which is highly
Chambliss is going to the draft.
highly likely that he could take.
He has Austin Simmons, who's what?
But he can take Jaron K-Way Sagabutele, who is better than Austin Simmons by
Simmons could transfer to North Texas or somewhere.
By a long shot, and then you have Jaron K-Way Sagabutele, or if he goes to LSU and you grab Jaron K-Way Sagabutele.
They've got 5-star quarterbacks there too.
Yeah, but Sagabutele was
what happens? What happens if Joey Aguilar leaves Tennessee and goes to the draft? I know they got. I know they got
Faison. Faison is the highest ranked recruit we've ever had.
But just putting that out there. Just put that in the back of your mind. Could happen.
So
Tennessee likes the deep ball.
So Jaron, he's got a strong arm. He does got a strong arm. Now, what'd be crazy if Jaden Maiava goes to Tennessee? I would love that. I would freaking die if Jaden Maiava went to Tennessee.
He could also go to UCLA because Yamalavea.
Yeah, but I see. I would love Jaron K-Way Sagabutele, but I don't know. Like you said, Brandon Faison is the number one quarterback in his class.
Mm-hmm.
He's not the number one overall player, but he's the number one quarterback in his class, number 2 overall player in his class.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you're going to compete with that because Jaron K-Way Sagabutele was the number 2 quarterback in his class, but he was also like the number 10 or 11 player overall. So I'm looking at that 1 and 2 or 2 and 10. Who you gonna take? I'm gonna take the 1 and 2 guy because he is the superstar. I'm not saying Jaron K-Way Sagabutele would be. I would love Jaron K-Way because his arm is phenomenal. He got a strong arm, but I think Brandon Faison goes there. And another shout I would like to see, I would say Miami.
Yeah,
Miami.
No, they want 1-year players.
Yeah, but they ain't going to get that very soon.
What are you talking about? They can always get a 1-year quarterback every year.
They could. Drew Mestamaker from North Texas.
Anyway, I think that's all we got today, right?
That's it for Inside the Cage. I'm Brady Johnson. Here with me is always the man, the myth, the legend, the brother of Cowboys tight end Jake Ferguson, who caught a big catch in that Kansas City Chiefs game. Your brother caught. Who's also the ex-step sibling of Carson Beck. But this is Inside the Cage. I'm Brady Johnson, Ben Ferguson. Peace.